Yeah, it's good that you're watching this video because in this video I'm going to explain you exactly from A to Z how you can diversify your creatives to make sure that you have an optimized creative output system. Because you cannot expect that everyone in your target audience is keen enough to buy directly from you, and it's very necessary to split the target audience in parts so you can make sure that you can send the right creators to the right part of the target audience. Let's go. So first of all, you can see there's different mindsets. You have, for example, 3 people, 3 mindsets and 1 campaign. That's how you're going to run it. But it's very important to split the different mindsets. We have first of all the cold, and this is the top of funnel. So this is the stranger. And they could say something like, I've never heard of you, I wasn't looking for you, I'm scrolling fast with zero intent. And this stranger has no idea who you are. And your job is to stop the scroll. Because you need to imagine that they are just scrolling on Meta, on Instagram or Facebook, or any other platform where you advertise, and they're not even with the intent to buy from you. They're just doom scrolling, just checking what their family and friends are doing, and that's the only thing that they are interested in at the moment. But you need to break this pattern. And you want to plant the problem and earn the right to be remembered. That's the most important thing for this awareness stage, for this part of your audience. And your goal is not to close here. It's also not to sell here. It's just to plant curiosity. That's the most important thing in this stage. Then we also have the warmer audience, and this is more middle of funnel. So this is the considerer. They could say something like, okay, I noticed you, but is this actually for me? And is it better than the others? That's something that this part of your audience could say. And this is an engaged signal already, because they reacted to something already. But your job here is to convince them, to prove to them, and to handle the is this for me doubt. Because they might have some doubt why they didn't order from you yet. And you need to make sure that you tackle this doubt. So literally tackle the objection. And you can do this by creating a story, comparison, and by showing credibility. Very important. You literally need to earn their trust. And then we have the hot part of your audience, the bottom of funnel, and we call this the buyer. And they could say something like, I'm basically sold. They just need one reason to do it right now. So yeah, you just need to literally give them one reason to buy from you at this moment. And there might be some last friction that you need to remove, or you just need to come up with a good offer. That's why statics with a good offer, with a discount, or for example 2+1 or whatever, work very good for this part of the audience, because that's a good reason for them to buy now. You don't need to handle objections or whatever. They're already convinced that your product is the right one for them. They just want one last reason to buy right now. Can be done with urgency, with scarcity, with a good offer, with many other things. And also, for example, by giving a guarantee. So important to understand is that top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel aren't 3 campaigns. They are 3 creative intentions. It's also not necessary to do like different settings in your campaign or whatever for each specific creative. No, Meta knows exactly where to send which creatives to. It's just your task to make the creatives as diverse as possible, so Meta actually has some creatives to play around with. You need to feed Meta to make sure that you get good results. So like I said, not 3 campaigns, but 3 creative intentions. So you're not building 3 separate campaigns with audience inclusions or whatever. It's just everything running in one campaign, and Meta's algorithm handles who sees what. That's the most important thing to understand from your campaign setup. And they're also not targeting buckets you set up. They are just labels that force clarity before you brief your creative. Of course, in the creative name, you always need to mention the type of creative for your own overview. But this is not assigned to Meta that they need to send it to different people. Meta does that themselves with their algorithm. That's the good thing about Meta. So how does this actually look like? For example, we have here 18 concepts, and this is split up by the stages, as you can see, by top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. And if we zoom in a bit here, you can see that an example for top of funnel creative could be, can you read this label out loud? So strangers on the street are reacting, instant readability plus pattern interrupt doesn't look like an ad. That's, for example, like more like a street interview kind of format. Then, for example, here we have a POV lifestyle, overwhelmed in the supplement aisle. So, for example, puts the viewer inside a moment they recognize problem before they know your product exists. Then we have AI UGC, which can work with this hook, POV morning after, flip the top. Or for example, a static claim, it was never on the front for a reason. A split screen ad is possible. Found a POV just to build authority and make people curious. That's your whole goal here. Now we have here, for example, with the middle funnel, you can do like a before after, because this is, for example, competitor and upfront. So if your brand's upfront, do like competitors and upfront, before after. For example, here we have like 3 things the ASL hopes you miss. That's an educational ad, which can work pretty well. And you need to understand as well that an educational ad will never work with a top of funnel, because they're not even interested to get educated, you know. It's just interesting for the middle funnel when you already got their attention. Very important. The founder story can work here as well, but then with a different hook, a different script. Why I quit and build this. That's where you build actually the bond, and here it's more like I quit the supplement industry over this. This, for example, a hook that can work better to shock someone and to break the pattern of scrolling. And this is more like an educational hook, and that is more interesting for people that are already in your attention. Honest comparison, this is also something really good to do in the middle funnel because it's again educational, but also showing why your product is better than others. The review reel, 5 customers, 1 sentence, same story. And then the expert UGC goes also more in the educational, which educates the viewer and shows why your product is actually good. So this is also comparable with more like the solution aware audience or even the product aware audience. And this will be matched more with the unaware audience. Then we have bottom of funnel, and here we need to close the buyer. So for example, offer static, like I said before, you just need to give them one reason to buy. Short VSL can work well, pretty good as well, because you just need to show in 30 seconds why you have like a hidden cost normally, and then your trial offer, again, focused on the offer and what you can actually offer the customer. The objection handler, maybe there's still some friction in the customer's eyes, so you can always add this one as well for the bottom of funnel, because it can actually help to take the last doubt they have away. Then a guarantee static works really well as well, like I said before, because that could be the last reason why they wouldn't buy. Bundle reveal, starter pack, this is something that is interesting for them as well, because they have most of the time discount with it, so again a reason to buy at the moment. And until Friday, this is some urgency why they should buy now and not later, because it's a limited time drop, and this is also something that could work really well with this audience. So here we have 3 examples of statics for a friction brand drift, which we just created with AI. And as you can see here, we have a top of funnel ad, and it's like POV 11:47 p.m. and you're still 1 more video away from sleep. Well, why this concept works for top of funnel is it does the same job. It stops the stranger and plant the problem, because still 1 more video away from sleep, that is something recognizable for the target audience. And it's also a universal pain that almost nobody calls a sleep problem yet. They call it scrolling. And the ad reframes the loop as a win down issue, opening a curiosity gap toward drift. So this is like a native AI UGC bedroom scene. Blue, phone glow, midnight ambient, feels like content scrolling past at midnight, not an ad interrupting it. So you could do this in 2 formats. It can be like a static like it is now. It could also be like AI UGC, a video. Then we have the middle funnel. 3 switches, 1 loop off, as you can see here. And this shows more like a mechanism, because the scroller here is already a bit warmer, and it actually shows that there is an actual mechanism behind this supplement. So the scroller is already in your attention. He recognizes that he has a problem, and he needs to know how you're going to fix that problem. So as you can see here, there's a mechanism showcased, because it's like 1 sleep stack, but it has multiple ingredients which fixes multiple things. So calm, soften, and hold, as you can see. And also there are a lot of people that have like the objection that with a sleep stack there's melatonin included, and a lot of people don't want this. So this could be an objection not to buy. And by showcasing this easily here, it already tackles the objection, and also it's clinical dose, so that also shows that it's like trustworthy. And yeah, this is actually the only thing you need to do. And then the CTA, see how it works, also works really well, because they're not like too much in the buying intent. So like a CTA like try drift tonight here, that doesn't really match for this audience, but see how it works, shows that they want to learn more and more, and you get them more in that educational loop, and eventually you would be able to close them for the deal, to sell to them, you know. Then we have here the bottom of funnel, and yeah, like I said before, they just need 1 reason to buy. As you can see here, it's a guarantee 30 nights on full refund, real buys, real sleep, 8,200 quiet nights, as you can see, some reviews, and yeah, if you don't sleep, refund, as you can see. So it's like a guarantee they give, and that could be the last reason to buy, showcased very clear in a static like this. Okay, then how are you actually going to run this? Don't get me wrong, you're not going to create 18 creatives directly. Of course, you're going to do it in phases, and like here, you're still in the build phase. So what you're going to do is you pick 2 to 3 strong concepts per stage: top of funnel, middle funnel, bottom of funnel. You're not going to make 18 ads on day 1, of course. Cover each of the 3 jobs with a few strong concepts. Breed across jobs beats depth in 1. That's the most important thing. Quality over quantity in the beginning, because you want to do this good. It's probably new for you, so make sure you make quality creatives and don't put trash and meta. Then feed all of them into 1 campaign. As I said before, not different campaigns, just in 1 campaign. The full deck in there, and let meta decide which is going to perform, which is not going to perform, and where they send it actually to. Judge each ad against its job, not 1 universal metric. So read the data. A top of funnel ad wins on watch time plus cheap reach. A bottom of funnel ad wins on conversion rate. So if you see a top of funnel ad not getting any sales, if you really want to play the long-term game with branding, you shouldn't directly kill that ad, because that it doesn't sell doesn't surprise me, because it was never the intention from that ad to sell. It is the intention to get people in your algorithm, and eventually you will sell them with the middle funnel and bottom of funnel ads. So it's not even the goal for the top of funnel ads to sell with those ads. They don't need to be very profitable, whatever. It's just very important that they have a low CPC, that you get them in your algorithm, maybe some add to carts, but they don't need to convert because they're not even warm enough to convert. The next time they open their phone and check on Meta and Facebook, they will see actually the bottom of funnel or the middle of funnel ad, and then you will convert them. So keep that in your mind. Also, it's very, very important, and this is in general very important with branding, with the creative output system, to constantly refresh your creatives. So make sure you create a system for yourself, you build a system for yourself where you can make sure that you push creatives constantly within your campaign. Otherwise, they will get fatigued, your frequency will go bad, and that is the moment when your wall performance goes down. So make sure you get constantly new creatives in to feed Meta with enough creatives to play around with. A tired TOF hook gets a new TOF hook. Keep all 3 jobs always covered, never let the stage go empty. So even though if you might think that the top of funnel doesn't perform that good, make sure you always create new top of funnel creatives, because Meta needs to play around with. Same for middle funnel, same for bottom of funnel. Also, of course, if you're fully a new brand, it's way more logical to create a bit more top of funnel creatives. If you're longer in the game with your brand already, you can go a bit more on bottom of funnel to have more retargeting with those statics, of course. The most common mistake, and this is something that a lot of people that are used to fashion dropshipping make, is only running bottom of funnel ads. Just some fashion statics with some discounts in showcased, or something directly going to the product page. This doesn't work for branding, because with branding it's not like fast fashion. It's not that easy that everyone knows already, like, okay, I need fashion and I like this dress, so I just buy it directly. Especially if you're, for example, consumable supplements or any other product, people still need to be aware that they actually need the product, that they actually solve a problem with it. And as long as you're not doing that, as long as you're only creating bottom of funnel creatives, you will never reach that audience. You will just target a very small part of your audience, and that's why you could never scale to new heights, because you will always have that ceiling, because you're simply not showing your ads to your whole target audience. So the takeaway for this video is: a stranger, a considerer, and a buyer are 3 different people. Build creative for each job, feed it all into one campaign, and judge every ad against the job it was built to do. That's the difference between a pile of ads and a funnel that scales. Now, if you want to build your creative matrix, make sure you build a whole creative output system within your store, within your brand. We're specialized in that. We help many people with it. As you can see, they're all people we help with brands. Anton with 3K profit in 1 day, built his brand with him from scratch, absolute scratch. Eventually did 300K with 100K in profit. Also, the case study with him is on this channel, so check it out. Then we have Calvin and Ja. Really good day as well, as you can see, 900, almost 1K in profit on this day. Chis and Bart with 400 profit day, very healthy profit margins. And Student Teun, who had already a brand, but he was missing the creative output system. And we managed to build this brand out from 4 to 5K break even or loss days to 15, 16, even 17K days with 4, and as you can see here in his resale, 3K in profit in 1 day. He even did his record day when he was on holiday, because we built up his whole team in a way that it could run without him. So I'm very happy about that reason as well. Case study about the one-on-one coaching with Teun is also on this channel, check it out. So if you find this interesting and you want some help, don't hesitate to send me a DM on Instagram with VE, and I will reach out to you as soon as possible, and we will talk and we will see if it's a fit. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios.